Which that shouldn't have even counted, considering he was.
Okay, we're live, man.
Brain cancer.
Hi guys, welcome to This Week Unloaded. Nice Drake and I were just talking about dead people holding political office in this country. In case you haven't heard, John McCain died, and so that opened up a whole kettle of worms while we were waiting for my kids to figure out which smoke alarm was beeping incessantly. Because apparently they all decided that they need new batteries at one time. And that brought up, going down the rabbit hole here of what dead people, or have people ever lost their political seat or an election to a dead person? Because as I said in the YouTube chat, Arizona now has 2 senators. One's a dead guy and the other's a flake. And yes, that is an intentional pun, obviously. I'm trying to remember where I was going with this. Oh, and then that brought up the story of John Ashcroft, who lost his Senate seat in 2000 to a guy on the Democrat side who died in a plane crash 3 weeks prior. My daughter says it was Mel Carlahan that he lost to. She was doing the research while we were talking.
Well, since he died beforehand, that means they had to hold elections all over again, right?
I think the governor got to appoint the senator at that point.
Well, then that's up to the governor. Then.
Yeah, even if Ashcroft would have kept the seat, he got appointed to attorney general anyway. So they still were going to have to appoint somebody, even if they just made it where Ashcroft kept the seat. But I'm pretty sure Missouri governor picked the Senate.
Here, Colin White filled his spot in the Senate until a 2002 special election.
Okay, did you hear that?
There's the key word though. Until special elections.
Yeah, 2 years later, his wife served 2 years, and then they elected somebody else. So that's what they did in Missouri. And again, like we were talking before the show, it depends on the state how they do it.
Then you need to go and Rich, you need to go and get into the Missouri Senate so your wife can take over in case you die.
I don't know if that would be a good idea. You don't know my wife.
I bet she would love to hold office.
No, that's not the problem.
No, that's the point. Okay.
No. My wife in the Senate would be like Barney Fife as a deputy sheriff. And my daughter was trying not to laugh at that, so yeah. Yeah, my daughter just said, yeah, that would be a disaster. We're not talking Mr. Smith goes to Washington here.
Anyway, so what else are we talking about? I'm sure you got a different topic than dead people holding.
Yeah, I had a couple of topics picked out until
we got off on a tangent there.
Huh?
But until we got off on a tangent there with John McCain.
Yeah, you think? Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way. I'm not crying now that he's gone.
No, I'm not either.
Because in the past year or so, he's proven that he wasn't a Republican. I mean, full and outright. So you know what? Unfortunately, I could care less about what happens to him.
Yeah. But there was a serious thing that happened today.
Well, yeah, we already talked about it on Budget Chat.
The Jacksonville situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the first thing that came out of elected officials' mouths when talking about this? Not, we got to help the families of these individuals. We got to help the survivors get past this. and move on and be able to live their life again. Well, let's show some current concern for the injured and the dead. No, the first fucking thing out of their mouths was, we need more gun control.
Of course it was. They're going to jump on any other thing like this that happens.
The first fucking thing out of their mouths.
Man, I don't know if they've put out any confirmed numbers yet, but Fox News was reporting that a spokesman who was going on anonymity said there were 4 dead. And what they don't care. We're gonna march all.
They don't care about the people that died. They don't care about the families of the people that died, or those that are. They don't care about the people that got injured. They don't care about the family of those that got injured. They don't care that this is a shit that this person was completely off their rocker and shouldn't have been allowed to own firearms in the first place. All they care about is taking the constitutional rights of the people away.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see what happens in Florida this time after what happened the last time. Florida's going to turn into New York and Vermont and New Jersey, Connecticut. Sorry, Vanessa, but you live in one of those states. Rhode Island, Massachusetts.
I thought Vanessa said she was moving to Texas.
I think she said something about wanting to move back to Texas. I don't know if she said for sure she was going to. Well, if she's out there, she can let us know for sure.
Vanessa, didn't you say you were moving back to Texas or something?
Hey, Patriot. I see you out there.
I was saying Patriot.
Patriot, Aussie, Gun Snob, if you're still there. What's up, fellas? I don't know. I think I got Patriot's email.
There, I sent him a link.
You sent him a link?
I sent him a link because Patriot's always good to have on for a conversation.
Yeah.
He has an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
And I mean that in all seriousness and honesty.
Yeah, and I know. She says, yeah, she's planning on moving back to Fort Worth to answer your question.
Yeah. Well, Vanessa, all I'm going to tell you right now, and you probably know this better than I do, but it's not a moment too soon. Things are not getting better in some of these states. They're getting worse.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why.
Because it's all about power. Remember the quote from Mao, true power comes from the barrel of a gun? They take away the people's guns. Who has the power?
How's it go? Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
So
look at the same person who made that previous quote. That goes hand in hand.
That was Edward Dahlberg.
Patriot, check your email.
Emmerich Edward Dahlberg. I don't know. Anyways, but forget about who said it, but the fact is it's true.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
What was the quote for Rick's quiz a couple weeks ago from Stalin?
Quote was, "Don't mess with Rick."
No, that wasn't it.
No, that's totally it. You don't mess with Rick.
People are a problem. I have the solution to the problem. Kill the people. There, no more problem, or something along those lines.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't do that these days. Even if they're a waste of space and the dregs of society, it's not legal to go and do that, so you can't do that.
Okay, Patriot, no problem. He said he can't because his daughter's going to be home soon.
All right, well, have fun. I sent you a link anyways, Patriot.
Yeah, he got it. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, because I haven't seen many people actually talking about it. Did you see the Alex Jones situation from last weekend?
No, what's going on with Alex?
Well, you know how he's being sued for defamation, right?
Yeah.
Prior to Twitter suspending his account, he went because they sent him a warning and deleted some of his old tweets. Guess what he was under orders from a court not to do?
Tweet.
No, delete them. They're considered evidence. He claims that he has backup, but excuse me, the plaintiffs in the case, their lawyer filed a complaint with the judge that he deleted these tweets, and they're going to determine sometime before the next hearing what his penalty is going to be for doing so. He faces a few $1,000 fine and possibly jail or even prison time for this. And the best part is they wouldn't even know about it, but the lawyer or some have had somebody monitoring his show, and he on the air last week, not the week that just passed, but the week before that, on August 10th, and said this. I just said delete that stuff. They're twisting what I said, but just to make the super high road, delete it. He admitted on national radio that he told his staffers to delete stuff that he was told in a court order he couldn't delete. That was smart. This is a guy who is looking at serious jail time because he wanted to appease Twitter.
It's probably the tweet about the frogs. No, what was it? I don't want them putting chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay.
No, it was tweets about the Sandy Hook deal that he deleted.
But yeah, something like that.
It's like, what the hell were you thinking, man? You think that you're above the law, that you're not going to get in trouble for this?
No, but again, I don't think that he should be in court in the first place for some. He's got his right to free speech.
He's got a right to free speech, but you can't go out and state opinion as fact, which is what he's being sued for.
Well, why not? Why not? The left can do it all the time.
You're not allowed, but yeah, and they could be sued if people actually wanted to stop and do it.
But are they ever sued?
He was spelling his opinions as though they were fact, claiming to be a journalist. You can't do that.
I would argue that even the journalists that claim to be journalists aren't journalists.
Yeah,
because I have yet to see a goddamn fucking.
You can state.
I've yet to see proof of the Russian collusion
as fact. He was saying it as fact. That's where he's going to get hung on this, because he was stating about how he wasn't stating, my opinion, this was all fake and all this other stuff. He was coming flat out and saying that it was fake. You can't do that. Howdy, A&A. I see you out there. But that's where Alex Jones hung himself. He wasn't stating it as opinion. He was stating things as fact. That's going to get you every time. If you print it, it's libel. If you say it, it's slander. In either case, both of them are defamation. And then what he went and he deleted tweets that he was under a court order not to do. You're just asking for trouble. Exactly, Vanessa. You can say what you want, but you better be prepared for the consequences. And Defamation is one of the consequences.
So, quite honestly, if he's got a good enough lawyer, all this will turn out to is he just has to pay a fine.
That depends on what kind of mood the judge is in. That's a serious charge. Destruction and tampering with evidence is serious.
Well, there's also another thing is why can't, companies like Twitter restore the tweets? I mean, they do it all the time when they delete somebody's account.
The problem isn't whether the evidence can be restored or not. The problem is that he deleted it. The deletion of the tweet is the criminal act in this case.
Why?
Because one thing, it's evidence in the case. You cannot destroy it. Even if evidence can be restored, you still cannot destroy it for it to have to be restored. 2, he was under a court order not to be deleting any of his tweets, YouTube videos, any of that related to the Sandy Hook thing, which is exactly what he admits he had his staffers do. Yeah, that's another charge. He can also be the judge can also hold him in contempt of court.
So are you sure you're not a Democrat?
I'm not a Democrat. I'm not an Alex Jones fan either.
Wow. Shocker there.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think Alex Jones legitimately is a plant from the left to make the right look crazy.
I think he's just crazy, period. But that's why I make jokes and I do an Alex Jones gay frogs impression because it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's another one. A&A, obstruction of justice. Like I was saying, he's in some serious trouble depending on what kind of mood this judge is in when this complaint makes it to the docket.
And it's his own fault. So he's got no one to blame but himself. So quite honestly, why should we care? If he gets himself in trouble and he gets in trouble for it, he has to pay fine and go to prison for it.
Here's the thing, too. Whichever one of his staffers deleted those can also be held accountable.
So,
there's a whole
either way it happens, so deal with the fallout.
Yeah.
Next time, don't get yourself into that situation in the first place.
Get your popcorn ready, folks. This is going to be interesting when this goes to court.
All right, come on, next topic.
I don't know if I had another topic. I was hoping there would have been more people than just you because we could have stretched these topics out farther.
I kind of like Alex Jones in the fact that he's good for me to make fun of. So, I mean, only that. That's the only reason. But going on and on and on about dissing Alex Jones. Quite honestly, I can only do that so much before I'm like, I don't like getting made fun of. Why should I make fun of him? Now, that's why I only do it every so often. I don't do it all the damn time. So
yeah, I've likened him also to a snake oil salesman, especially when he started hawking vitamins.
Vitamins, heirloom seeds, and mineral waters. What was it? No, I'm not going to do it. But either way, vitamins, mineral water, and heirloom seeds. Yeah, those are some interesting things to sell.
Yeah. When's he going to have Dr. Magnifico's magnificent elixir, guaranteed to cure everything?
I think he already has.
I can literally picture Alex Jones in the Old West riding around in one of those stereotypical wagons that you see in the Old Westerns. Dr. Amazo painted on the side of it.
Dr. Amazo, there you go. Hey,
Gary.
He's here.
Give him the bird.
Give him the bird.
Were you listening to anything we were talking about?
No, sir. I just got here.
All right.
Probably better that you had.
We were talking about the trouble that Alex Jones is going to be landing himself in.
Oh,
no. Now what? Is because Night Strike's doing imitations of him, or what?
Yeah, apparently I'm doing a pretty good imitation of it.
Not this past Friday, but the Friday before. This was actually going to be the topic on the show last week, and then had to cancel for, you guys know the reasons why that had to be canceled.
Okay.
But, yeah, he apparently went and did something he wasn't supposed to. He was under a court order not to delete any tweets, YouTube videos, Facebook posts, what have you, anything on social media that had to do with the Sandy Hook. The stuff he was spouting about it. And he admitted on the 10th that he had staffers do just that, and the lawyers for the plaintiffs promptly filed a complaint with the judge in the case. So now he's looking at multiple years in jail, potentially prison, and a very large fine.
That's not good.
Nope. That is not good at all. But yeah, that's what we were just talking about. You got any perspectives on that maybe we haven't touched on?
Well, I'm pretty sure knowing that Night Strike's here, he's probably covered the fact that, law's a law, and you play games like that, you win certain prizes. So,
yep.
It's kind of hard to argue with the fact when you're under court order not to do something like that. I don't hardly see it as a rights issue.
Well, Gun Snob, the situation there is the fact that YouTube weren't under the court order, and they weren't doing on Alex Jones's orders, and they might have copies of those saved in case on the side.
I guarantee you they do.
As evidence in case they get subpoenaed for the evidence already. I'm pretty sure YouTube probably and Facebook would have done that before deleting anything.
Yeah, they're smart. I don't think they're smart.
Oh, I don't think they're going to be stupid enough like Alex Jones to delete them. Not to. He claims he made backups, but that doesn't help his case any. He was told not to delete them, period.
It's
not
YouTube.
Don't delete them unless you make backups. He was told flat out not to delete them.
It's YouTube. Don't say they do anything smart. Trust me.
If they're trying to take that, if YouTube is literally trying to take down Alex Jones, I think they would have made sure that they're going to have something that can take down Alex Jones.
Yeah, but again, if you take down Alex Jones, the crazy part of the right, how long is it going to be until they start taking down the normal conservatives like you or me?
I still don't think Alex Jones is a conservative. But
that's your opinion. But again, what if he's the crazy part of the right? And
I think that's what he's made. His point is to make the right look like that. I think that's the whole thing.
Whereas you and I are like in the middle of the conservatives, and I see that loosely in generals. I don't mean that you are or you aren't. You might be towards the libertarian side. That's still closer to the middle than Alex Jones is. Okay, but the point is,
I'm not very libertarian either. So.
If they go,
I'm probably probably more conservative than you are. I know I'm more conservative than Matt is.
Yeah, well, yes, you may be a little bit more conservative than I am because I believe in the Constitution. I believe in what's written down in law already. I don't see the need to make more laws and make our justice system more convoluted just because some Democrat Democrat or some hotshot in the House or Senate thinks they know better more so than everybody before them.
You mean like the story that Rick was talking about on his show yesterday? I almost said today because I watched it this morning.
Yep.
In case anybody out there doesn't know, where was it? California, that they proposed a bill where children can only have milk or water with their Happy Meal or whatever kids' meal it is.
Yeah, they couldn't have soda or anything, and
who was it? G-Webs or who was it that brought up about they already did this in Baltimore, and you can only it's milk, water, or juice.
Yeah. Yeah. And the point is, so if that's the law, just don't get your kids a kid milk. Get them a small
Yeah,
meal,
G-Webs.
or so they can have a cola. Because it's not the government's job to tell you what you can or can't drink and what your kids can or can't drink. I mean, granted, yes, it's up to you to make sure that you raise your kids healthy. But you know what? If you're going out to eat fast food, what does one fucking cola matter? And that's the point.
Yeah, it's as bad as
you're eating fast food already. If you're at McDonald's, you're eating a cheeseburger and fries, and your kid's eating a cheeseburger and fries. What does it matter whether they have a Coke or water?
Yeah,
it doesn't.
It's as bad as New York when they tried banning the 20 or what was it?
They tried taxing cola
or whatnot, but they still allowed you to go buy 2 20-ounce bottles. Yeah. Why can't somebody just go buy 2 of the other size? You know.
If you want to get your kids a cola, if they want cola, then get them a cola. Okay, and it's not the government's job or some asshole who thinks he knows better than you just because he got elected. It's not his job to tell you how to raise your kids. It's your job. So just make sure that when they're at home, you feed them healthy food, and when you go out to eat, you let them splurge a little. That's how it's supposed to work, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. Get them
talking about the government trying to legislate morality and physical fitness and everything else when it's really not their business.
Morality? Have you seen the left? And there ain't no morality on the left. That's for damn sure.
No, I'm talking about them trying to legislate what they think is the correct way of living.
And you know what?
We don't think you should do this, so we're going to make it illegal. We're going to protect you from yourself.
I'm glad somebody caught it.
We know better.
I've got something for them. It's called the middle finger, and it's called the right of the people to keep and bear arms. Try it. See what happens. Go ahead. Become tyrannical. Give us a reason, please.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, be careful. That's what Alex Jones got nicked for on Twitter. Grab your firearms, folks, or something along those lines. Is what he's supposed to have gotten nicked for on Twitter.
And Alex Jones got in trouble for saying, "Oh, hey, yeah, this thing that happened didn't really happen." You know.
Well, no, not that part. I'm talking about why Twitter suspended his account.
Well, no,
went on Twitter and was telling people to grab their firearms.
Well, you know what? Quite honestly, people should grab their firearms. They shouldn't do anything with them, but they should make sure they have them because, at this point, if the left can get more done than we can, then, how long is it going to be before, they completely outlaw guns altogether and they try and turn us into a police state where we're servants, we're slaves instead of actual citizens?
Yeah, and we got a question out there from Vanessa. She wants to know if the 64-ounce Big Gulp at 7-Eleven is still a thing. Yes.
It still is. Yes. Yes, in free states only, though. So you may have to go to a free state to get a 64.
Well, I think that's available in every state. I don't think any states have banned it.
New York.
No, that was New York City, and that got overturned.
Yeah, that did get overturned. I don't keep up with New York, so.
I don't keep up with 7-Eleven. I don't have a 7-Eleven anywhere near me, so.
I don't have one near me, no. There's one in Charleston, I think.
There's 2 in the town I live just outside of. I live just outside the city limits.
Of Charleston?
No, of Kaiser, West Virginia.
Oh, Kaiser. Oh.
Yeah, we actually got a Pizza Hut and Domino's and Burger King and McDonald's.
Oh my God, you're on the map, dude.
Hey, I got Comcast internet now, man. I don't have Frontier to deal with anymore.
No, you got a McDonald's and a Burger King.
Yeah.
You're on the map.
Hey, Walmart's within walking distance.
Oh my God! Welcome to civilization.
All three of my kids are working at Walmart.
Oh, I can't say that. That's a whole other story. I'm not going to congratulate on that because I've worked for Walmart. They're awful.
Yeah, this Walmart, they're nice. My son hasn't actually started yet. He starts on Tuesday. He was supposed to start Thursday, but something happened and they had to push back his orientation till Tuesday.
Shoot, I have to drive half an hour to get to the nearest McDonald's. Trust me, it's not worth a drive.
It's maybe a 3-minute drive from here.
On 15, I can get to Wendy's, and that's good enough for me.
We don't have a Wendy's. We have a Denny's. The Denny's here isn't that good, though.
There's one in the Wendy's 15 minutes away. There's a Sonic about 10 minutes away.
There isn't a Sonic anywhere around here. There was one in Winchester, Virginia, which is maybe 45 minutes from here. They closed that down and made it a Dunkin' Donuts.
Every little town around here has a Subway, it seems.
Kaiser A&A, that's over in the eastern part, in that little sliver that separates Virginia and Maryland. You know, we actually got gun shop in this town, too. One closed, though.
Oh, my God. You got a gun shop?
Yeah, same boat here. At one time we had two, but one of them's closing.
We used to have two dedicated ones here in town, but one left and went to Beaufort, South Carolina. And the one that's here in my city. Problem is, the guy thinks that shit is worth gold when it's not.
That's a problem.
Which way I go?
I mean, would you pay $700 for a Rock Island 1911?
No.
Hell no.
That's my point.
You just price yourself right out of business doing things like that.
You know that, and it was just the base military model.
A&A asked me how far am I from Ohio. I could either take 68 to Morgantown, and then 79 up to around Pittsburgh area, hit, what is it, 60, I believe, and take that over to Ohio. Or I could go up through Cumberland to 41, take 41 to Uniontown. I mean, 40, not 41. Take 40 to Uniontown, then 51 north from Uniontown to Pittsburgh, and then cut across 60 that way. But, yeah.
And the local gun shop in my town, he refused to do transfers, too.
It's a good 2-hour drive, 3-hour drive to Ohio from here, depending which way you go.
Well, you're not that far from... Where's the closest state?
I'm about halfway between Pittsburgh and D.C.
Yeah. You're near both places.
Yeah, we live right on the border of their two sporting areas. Pittsburgh's sports broadcasts and D.C. sports broadcasts overlap where we live. We get local channels from both cities.
Hey, that's how you do it.
Which is okay, because I'm from Pittsburgh, so I can always, if I want to know what's going on in my hometown, throw on.
Does that make you a Pittsburgher?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the proper term for that?
Yeah, that's the term I prefer.
Nah, he's from the Steel City.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Pittsburgh used to be the Steel City.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not so much the Steel City anymore.
No, not anymore. Used to.
ANA, I'll have to get back to you on that one because with my wife's work schedule, and I don't know if I'd have the funds to make the trip or not. So I really can't commit to anything right now. But she told me I could go to Tulsa in November. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get there and have any kind of funding for that trip either. So,
I think you should try and do Tulsa this next year because I'm gonna try and make it next year.
next April.
Yeah, this next April. I'm not gonna be able to make it in November, but this next year I'm looking at going to Tulsa again, and everybody else has pretty much said that some people may make it to this November.
You know the story of what would happen in April this year, right? With me going.
You had last minute problems, didn't you?
No. She told me I couldn't go if she wasn't going, right?
Just bring her along.
She told me she couldn't because of work. She was working in the emergency room at that point. She's going to be working something different now.
Well, that's her problem.
That's still at the hospital, but different branch.
That's her problem.
But here's the thing, right? I could have maybe got with Cycle Camp and John and scheduled the ride with them and the whole thing because they would have to have gone by this area and whatnot to get there from New York. She tells me the day before, "Oh yeah, you could go."
Well, next time, go and just don't tell her. Oh wait, no. Tell her you're going no matter what.
How is it that you didn't know that story? Because I've told it multiple times now.
I don't think I was around for it.
Pretty sure I remember hearing it at least once.
I don't remember hearing it.
Oh, I was. Who was it that was broadcasting live? And I was like just ranting in the YouTube chat about it. I don't know if it was Tardot, Jelsma, somebody was live streaming. And I'm just going off because she tells me the day before that I could have went.
I remember vaguely hearing gunpowder, so that probably should give you an idea who would have this event.
Oh.
I heard something about gunpowder.
Yes, my daughter thinks it may have been either her or Tardot's because she said, I distinctly remember hearing gunpowder in the background.
All the time, I can't quite remember what it was exactly.
It doesn't take much to get gunpowder to go on a tirade, Brittany.
No.
It's just you and her going back and forth about something.
I don't. Those might be fighting words, gun snob. He says that you were too busy watching Alex Jones to watch Night Strike when I was telling the story.
No, I was not.
He's working on that impression. Yeah.
I was working on that impression of Alex Jones because he's hilarious.
The voice in the background, Vanessa, that's my oldest daughter, Brittany. I don't have my headset on, so she's able to hear you guys this time, unlike Thursday. And she likes to put her 2 cents in.
I'm sometimes thinking with Genius that you can't quite look up something. A lot of times I'll end up looking it up.
I think she's trying to say, if you guys heard that she's my research department. Unofficial, I guess.
There's a number of times where you've been on the show and I've looked something up because you couldn't.
Uh-huh.
So Gun Snob wants to hear Night Strike's impression again.
Who wants to?
The Gun Snob.
Gun Snob. All right. Gun Snob! I don't want them putting chemicals in the water that turns the frogs gay.
There you go. Free for you.
The lizard people and the mole men.
Vanessa says they enjoy the 2 cents.
I'm done. It hurts my throat to do that.
Ozzy's going to Tulsa in the spring. Could be a good crowd there this coming spring.
Hopefully Jim will be able to make it because Jim Burgess said, he was supposed to go to Tulsa when we went, but last minute, granddaughter was born. I think it was granddaughter or grandson.
Yeah, it was something along those.
So he couldn't go. So, but he said she's going to try and make it this next year. Let's hope that he's able to attend.
Well, the more there, the merrier, the way I look at it.
Yep, but don't worry.
She's not paid. It's an unpaid research department.
Yeah. By the way,
she's more of an intern.
This next time, Gary, all we need to do is just bring a tent because we're gonna go and camp out on Gunstop's backyard.
Well, when I lived at the other place, I offered to do that for John Z to get him out of New York, and he turned me down. So.
Yeah, John doesn't want to leave New York. He says he wants to leave New York. I don't believe it. Personal opinion, I don't believe he wants to leave. He says he wants to, but you got to have the motivation.
I don't know. Have you seen John? I'm thinking that he's having a hard time fighting having to leave all that good food that they have in New York.
There's good food elsewhere.
There's good food elsewhere.
Yeah, but he grew up on that New York stuff. I mean,
I wouldn't necessarily call the New York stuff good. It's awful for you.
Oh, they got some good pizza joints in New York from what I
they taste good going down, but with calories, when they stack up, they stack up.
Well, I'm not after no diet pizza.
Oh, diet pizza? That doesn't even sound right.
No.
That just sounds like an abomination.
I want the full amount of calories in my pizza.
Yeah, diet pizza.
I will just eat less of it.
Diet pizza, what Metallica was singing about in the thing that should not be?
Possibly.
I don't like diet food to begin with, and then, but
And the things they put out there, a lot of stuff that you might throw diet in front of when you actually look at it, it's not that much better than regular.
Okay. Everybody give Armament and Axes a hand. He said he rang a 12-inch plate at 1,000 yards with an AR-15. What caliber?
I've never shot anywhere near that far, period. So
neither have I. Not that I can remember any. 223 at 1,000 yards.
I'd love to try it.
Was it a wind from your back? That's not an easy shot to make with a 223. He had that tailwind helping that bullet along.
How many spotters did he have?
How high over the target did he aim?
Gun Snob says you are when you come out. That sounds like a challenge to me. I'm up for it. I may fail, but I will give it a shot. Literally. Pun intended.
Yeah, right now I'm just waiting to see if my VA reclassification goes through. Yay, VA.
One of our favorite organizations.
He said he was aiming 12 to 14 feet high.
Wow.
Oh man, that had to have been funny looking to see. Can you imagine the angle that rifle had to be at?
Yeah.
Were you seeing the muzzle through the optic?
Yeah. Do it with iron sights.
Do
Or I should
it
say, were you
fire
seeing
size. There you go.
was the handguard flat to your view in the optic? Were you at perpendicular or just or intersecting with the optic and the handguard on that particular rifle?
Yep.
Man, that's just crazy. That's what I'm thinking, Vanessa. 45-degree angle.
It's a little more than 12 or 14 feet.
Well, not by the time it gets to the target.
It's a hell of an arc.
What the hell was I watching? I'm trying to remember. I think it was Batman last night. I was watching something. I think it was Batman. You know, the old Adam West series.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Shame was on there, the cowboy villain, and he said something about being able to hit somebody with a revolver at 300 yards. Like, really? Like, somehow I find that hard to believe.
Well, now,
Man,
how
you
far
really
was
want me
that
to come out
shot?
there in October?
How
What
far
was
was that
that?
shot that Jerry Miculek took with that snub nose revolver?
I don't think it was 300.
And he did it upside down with his little finger.
You know, Jerry Miculek is a mutant.
Of course, you just wonder how many hundreds of thousands of rounds that guy has shot.
Yeah, I've seriously considered the fact that he might be who Hawkeye from Marvel Comics was based on. You know, the guy that never misses.
When you take into account the guy wears corrective lenses and he can still see good enough to do the things he does.
Wow. Yeah.
I wear glasses and I can't see near as well as I could when I was a kid.
Patriot can't see at all, and he can feel Stripling 1911 without cutting himself. So. Fu says that I can never pronounce that guy's name right. That Jerry has shot over 2 million rounds. Yeah, I can believe that. Especially being a competitive shooter with as long as he's been competing. And I'm not going to commit, but if I can, I'll get with you and figure something out. But I can't give you a definite yes or no on that for October 1st and 2nd. I just can't give you the definite on that. I don't know. Because not just my wife's work schedule, we only have the one vehicle. And I don't know what's going on with my doctors and everything, so I really just can't give you a yay or nay at this point. I wish I could. Well, once you got your range and everything figured out, it's not as hard. A to put something in the target, you just got to find out where your aim point. Anyway, the semi-auto, it might be a little easier, and with the recoil from the 223, might make it even that much easier. Because 223 doesn't recoil nearly as much as a 30-06 or 308 does.
What are they saying?
Oh, anybody else got anything they want to talk about? Now that we were
Presume we discussed the shooting earlier today.
in Jacksonville, we briefly touched on that.
I
I'm
was
so tempted to make a joke, but I don't want to. I'm so tempted.
go ahead.
I mean, what
Make
did
a
the
joke.
shooter have against Madden? It was a Madden tournament, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, a John Madden video game tournament.
Yeah, it was Madden 19.
I don't know. What did he have against it?
I don't know. That was the joke. What do you have against Madden?
No, from what I heard is he got beat by other players and decided to go out to his car, make a phone call, and then again, I guess he proceeded to bring a gun in and shoot people. That was the whole thing.
Well, I hadn't heard that part of the story yet.
At least this is secondhand information. I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know, because the police weren't really releasing anything.
No, nothing's been released on it yet, so it's all hearsay.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Fox News had unofficial from talking to somebody with the sheriff's department who said there were 4 dead. Other than that's the only thing I've heard.
Yay.
And that it was a Madden tournament. Other than that, don't know much of anything.
It was some regional semifinal for the nationwide Madden tournament, I guess. Whoever first and second from this tournament went on to the nationals. And third place paid $1,000, so fairly decent stakes
big
for a
deal
local
tournament. It's put on by one of those places that does the big time esports.
I know that ESPN had covered this shooting, which I kind of thought odd because I didn't know about the connection at first. It's like, why is ESPN doing an article about a shooting? Then I read it. It's like, oh.
Yeah. And esports are becoming a big thing. I mean, more and more every year.
Oh, yeah.
There's
They've actually contemplated putting it in the Olympics.
a reason why so many companies trying to take down the whole battle royale style games.
About the time they put video games in the Olympics, I think we've kind of lost our way as a society.
Well, remember, they took out baseball and put in golf, okay? But yeah, A&A, I guess you didn't hear, it was in Jacksonville. They were having a big tournament in Jacksonville, and somebody went cuckoo bananas.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
No, they weren't sunny. Yeah, but
That's pretty true.
the hell, and I am basket.
Where he was from, and was he a licensed carrier? Well, this was in Florida, right?
Yep, Jacksonville, Florida. Which again makes me wonder what the hell Florida's going to do next time.
I say Florida's not constitutional carry, is it?
No, Florida, no. You forget all the gun control they passed after whatever that Parkland.
Well, knowing that I'll probably never be in Florida again in my entire life. It doesn't sound like the most gun-friendly state in the world.
No.
Any place that's along
Florida used to be
probably something to avoid.
Florida used to be gun-friendly, and then they got all those damn immigrants from New York City. All those old people retiring to Florida, making Florida New York.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't mean he was from Florida, Gary. Sorry, not you, Ozzy, but it's going to affect their laws, I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, because they'll jump all over it. Well, we need to ban guns.
No, they already were. They already were. But whenever something like this happens, it's inevitable. Anybody got anything else? Anybody up there in the chat got something they want to talk about? And you, Gary, you, Night Strike, anybody? Speak now.
We talk about McCain.
Yes.
We briefly, the most brief mentions of it, mainly.
He's not a favorite individual.
Yeah, mainly a joke about Arizona's now got a dead guy and a flake for senators.
So do you think there's a chance he will be replaced by somebody more pro-gun?
I don't know. That would wholly depend on how they do things in Arizona.
That's true.
And who the governor is. I mean, but Arizona is pretty gun friendly. John McCain's just an idiot. So is Jeff Flake.
John McCain was a rhino. He wasn't a Republican. So you got that indication right there.
It will be, I presume, up to the governor of Arizona to appoint somebody to fill out the term.
Again, that depends on the state. Some states will hold a special election and just go without a senator until they have their special election. And then you got the ones where somebody will be appointed to fill out the rest of that term. And then you have ones where somebody will be appointed for a year or two, and then they'll have a special election after that. So it just depends on the state. Now, back in the old days, before they decided to have the amendment that made it where senators were popularly elected, the governor would appoint the new senator. That's the way it worked. But when they decided that the state legislatures weren't allowed to elect senators anymore, which is the way it should be, they should be electing them, not the populace, because that was the whole point. The senators represented the state, not the people. The representatives for the state represented the people and then voted for the senators to represent the state. The House of Representatives was the House of Representatives because they were supposed to represent the people. But that all got screwed to hell. No, if you were an asked Vanessa, he would have been a Democrat. You've seen our logo, right? But yeah, and God, another McCain joke.
I got nothing. No, I'm done.
That's all the news I can think of, folks.
Yeah. If you haven't done so already, thumbs up this video. Get Rich some more thumbs up. He needs thumbs up on this video.
Absolutely.
I mean, we got 7 people watching. We only have 5 thumbs. What are you guys doing? Waiting for Christmas?
Who's Steven?
Fake.
Isn't that G-Web's big thing? Who's stealing?
Who's stealing the chat?
So, get him some thumbs up, guys.
Surprised he's not over on the gun channel side. Normally he is.
Now I'm showing 9.
Hey, there we go.
Hashtag fake chicken. Are those
I
fighting
saw
words
that.
directed at Gary? Gary, I think Gunsnob's calling you a fake chicken.
I saw that. You got to consider the source, though.
Foo says he's waiting for Night Strike to become anti-gun, and then he'll thumb it up.
You might be waiting a long time for that.
I think you're gonna wait a long time for that, Foos. So you might want to go back to that girlfriend of yours and get off the internet. Is that too soon? It might have been just a little bit.
Might have been.
Might have been. Ozzy Osbourne just said, "Bird is the word."
That's my buddy.
Yeah, I think we can all agree, Vanessa, John McCain was an ass.
No one, he was not loved in Arizona, I can tell you that.
Gunsnob says it depends on if your SIG cuts your hand like 1911 did. Then you'll probably become anti-gun.
No, I'll just be anti-city then. It won't cut my hand because there's no mainspring housing to get rid of in a SIG. It's because it's not hammer fired. It's striker fired. I don't have that problem.
Your striker will go through the backplate and hit you right in the eye.
Unless you strike the back of it with a hammer.
No, it won't do that either. It's got the it's got the hammer fix.
Has it got a plastic striker housing?
What?
You even gun?
I'm not.
Have you ever taken it apart to see if you have what is inside there?
Yes. It's got the
Does
fix.
it have a plastic striker housing?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. That's all I was asking. I didn't know if those had a metal one or if they were plastic. That's all. Just asking.
You know what? I don't know. I've never checked to see whether it.
You've never taken the back plate off?
I have, but I haven't checked. I haven't tapped it to see whether it was plastic or metal.
You would be able to tell by looking at it, man.
Yeah, usually the whole
You
thing.
don't have many striker-fired pistols, do you?
I don't. No, this is my first striker-fired pistol. I haven't taken many apart before. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't have experience with striker-fired pistols. I have experience with hammer fire.
Yeah, my shield's the only striker fire I've ever owned. So
get off my balls.
I know how to take the back plate off, and actually look at the striker.
What? Did you tell me somebody that's known to take the back off their own damn weapon?
Oh man, even my daughter's laughing at you, man.
Tell her she's not old enough to own a firearm, so she doesn't.
Yes, she is.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is. She's 22 years old.
She's not old enough.
Come on, Mr. Shall Not Be infringed.
Shall not be infringed. I need to tell somebody they're not holding up on a gun. What's with you? See, he just went anti-gun. Thumb it up, Bruce.
Maybe that was intentional.
Uh-huh. You don't think that far ahead.
How do you know?
I've watched I've watched your show. Hit or miss Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock.
I don't think you don't go that far ahead either.
No, I actually had topics, but then we got thrown a loop because of the Jacksonville thing.
Yeah, I like this. I know, I got the fix. I'm looking at it right now.
The fix?
Yeah, I've got a fixed SIG P320 because I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
I'm looking at the fixed part.
So you took the trigger mechanism out?
There's a disconnect that's added into the back of the slide. Okay, whereas with the ones without, do not have the disconnect.
So you
And
can
it's got a divot or slash. It's got a small little
Okay.
indent in the back of the slide.
Okay. I was just asking if you took the chassis out, or if you could just see the fix off with it in the frame.
No, you can identify the fix by looking at the back of the slide and also looking at the top of the frame.
Okay, that's all I was wondering.
So I have checked to see that it is fixed, and it is fixed. So, there you go.
That's you're definitely gonna have to go with like a 45 angle for that one, and a 7.62 by 39 at 1,000. That's not gonna be easy. I don't even know if Kentucky Windage could do that one. I don't know if you're going to get enough of, or too much, or a little less. If Foose is still out there, he'd be the one to talk to about that one. I just don't know if you're going to be able to do that with a AK. Tell you what, it would be something to see if you could. If it were 7.62 by 54R, I could see it. But 7.62 by 39?
You want a good video on the fix of the 320. There it is. And I have the new style, which is the fixed style, not the old style. That's how you know.
What do you think, guys? You think A&A is going to be able to hit a target at 1,000 with a Mac 90? Yeah.
Maybe 600 yards, if he's lucky.
6? Yeah, you could do it at 6.
If he's lucky.
Robsky's done it on his channel with a AK at 600.
Yeah, but Robsky's also a Russian.
No, he's not. He's Polish.
Close enough.
At least you didn't say the same thing.
He's from a former Comblock nation. There you go.
Yeah, he served in both the Polish and the U.S. Army. The problem isn't shooting enough rounds. The problem is can that round maintain enough momentum to make it to 1,000? You're talking about a round that's designed max range around 400, 500, 400 to 450, maybe 500 yards. That's going to be a tough one to stretch to 1,000. There, gun snob. I don't know, man. With that one, I don't know if the arc that you shoot at's actually going to matter if you're going to be able to drop it in there or not. Ozzy says his has not been fixed, but he doesn't drop his guns. Yes, but do you go around hitting them with hammers? Because there's idiots that apparently like to go around and hitting guns with hammers for no apparent reason whatsoever than to just hit them with a hammer.
The firearm block.
Not only hit it once, but he had to hit it several times.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly hard.
And I'll be honest, I'm not going to go around hitting any of my firearms with the hammer. Okay? If you want to do that with your own firearms, then you can do that and pay to have them fixed or have to buy new ones. But I ain't fucking doing it.
As much as the firearms blog does, I'm surprised they don't have one of those robots like on Mythbusters to do it for them.
Seems like that'd be a lot more scientific than to take the thing out in your garage and just whack it as hard as you could.
Yeah. One of two outcomes is going to happen if you smack a P320 in the back with a hammer. You're going to break the back plate and the striker, or it's going to go off.
Snob, all I'm going to say is keep saying that, Mr. Maverick 88. How can you call yourself the gun snob and then, make a Maverick 88 video? What the hell?
What's wrong with the Maverick 88?
Nothing is wrong with the Maverick 88, but he's calling himself the gun snob. He should be using a Benelli or Beretta shotgun instead.
I have a Vepr 12.
That's nearly not snobby enough.
Do you have any idea how much my Vepr 12 is worth?
Now it's worth like $1,200 or something like that.
No, it's worth more than that, and it was worth more than that before it was banned. Mine's custom.
Oh, yours is custom. Well, then that's different. But normal ones were selling before they stopped importing like $1,200 and
yeah. If I could find somebody who wanted it in this area, I could easily have sold that thing for $1,800.
Don't keep it.
I had gun shop that were going to give me $1,300 for it because they were going to have to resell it. So I was like, hey, I paid less than that for it, but it's worth that now. Yes. But nobody around here wants them because everybody around here just wants the FUD shotguns. They don't realize that you can go hunting with that shotgun.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a couple FUD shotguns.
I mean, there is one shot. I'm looking at some shotguns, but while people say they don't like the AR-15 style 12 gauges, I like them, but I don't think that they're a gimmick, more or less. You shouldn't have to pay $500 for one. Now maybe $300. Yeah, then it's a viable. It's viable, but I'm sorry, but $499, $500 for an AR-15 12 gauge? No, I'm sorry, but just no.
Well, I already own 4 shotguns in 3 different calibers, so I think I'm pretty much covered as far as shotguns go. I'm not real sure what I'd buy myself by buying another shotgun, although I've been looking at them.
Gary, how many rifles do you have?
I just want to point this out. Calling it a FUD shotgun, that's not my words. That's the guy at the tactical store that was going to pay me $13.50 for it if people would have been buying them. He's like, oh, anybody wants around here is FUD shotguns.
Rifles, I only have, say, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.
By the way, Nice Drake Gun Snob says he's a poor snob.
Well, then you know what? He needs to, I don't know, stop
He's
being
not the Monopoly man.
Do you have an 8 gauge or a 4 gauge? No, I absolutely do not.
I had a 10 gauge at one time.
Do you want an 8 gauge or a 4
No,
gauge?
no. I have 2 12 gauges. I have a 20 gauge and a 410. That's good enough.
You ever see the video where Ian from Ground Weapons was shooting, I believe it was a 4-bore rifle? And he almost knocked him on his ass?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, Gun Snob's calling me a wuss.
What about a punt gun? How many people out there even know what a punt gun is?
That's one of them things you have to have a. They put it on.
I believe we were talking about it before, Gary. So.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about it in one of the after chats or something.
I saw it. There was an article came out about a year ago and was talking about the history of it, and that's what got me looking into it. And it's like, wow, they really had something like that at one time.
Okay, Gun Snob says he doesn't. Okay, Gun Snob, a punt gun is essentially a shotgun, a muzzle-loading shotgun that you have to mount on a boat to fire. And when you fire it, you're not killing one duck or one goose or two goose or three goose. You're killing the whole damn flock.
Yeah. They stopped using those for a reason.
Well, one thing, you fire them and the boat goes backwards.
Yeah. Depends on how heavy the boat is.
What was about a 15, 20-foot barrel on them things?
Yeah. They're anywhere between 10 to 20 feet, depending on. I mean, they were insane things. It looked like a big blunderbuss almost.
This is back before we had fish and game laws.
Yeah. Yes, they are huge, Gun Snob. They absolutely are huge. That's not something you want to have to carry around and try and shoulder fire from an unsupported stance.
Yeah, I think you'd have to have somebody hold the other end of it up for you. I wouldn't want to be on that end either.
Where you got the guy holding the barrel by the muzzle to try and aim the damn thing.
I'm not sure I'd want.
Move right, move left.
Yeah, if I was trying to shoot it on the ground, I'm not sure I'd want to be either one of those people. Because the person who's pulling the trigger is probably going to go down on the ground. And probably the person up front is too.
And the person up front might not have a head left from the concussion.
No.
At the very least, he's not going to hear anything after that. That would just be crazy. Can you imagine people fired those without hearing protection? No wonder a bunch of old people were deaf.
Probably stuck their fingers in their ears, but
how are you going to stuff your fingers in your ears when you're firing the thing?
That's true. Somebody had to have their finger out of their ear.
You aren't. That's the point. No.
You wouldn't have enough people with fingers. Somebody's ears ain't going to be protected at that point. And remember, this is before you really had hearing protection, too. I wonder what would be worse, the punt gun or one of those World War I anti-tank rifles. I don't think either one could have been too fun to shoot. I mean, the punt gun might not have been too bad if you had hearing protection because it was mounted to the boat. Those anti-tank rifles, they weren't. Just look how far tanks came. The technology on tanks went in less than 100 years. Just from World War I until around Desert Storm time frame. Yet you went from having tanks that could be killed with a rifle to tanks that could be hit with a rocket and possibly not taken out of commission. That's insane.
Gun Snob is sending me pictures of a punt gun.
You know, him pulling his pants down and taking a picture is not taking a picture of a punt gun.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that picture before. I don't think they actually fired it in that. I'll show you. I could show you.
Screen share.
Okay, hold on just a minute here.
Let me present this. Yeah.
And boom.
Yeah, those things were just ridiculously big.
Let's put it this
So-
way. I wouldn't want to be either one of them, too, if he actually had that thing loaded and pulled the trigger.
Look how big the trigger is.
Yeah.
That trigger looks like it took your whole hand to pull it. It is a
Not
huge
sure.
trigger.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to get my shoulder in behind that.
That looks like something you should have used to take tanks down in World War One.
I already specified that. But yeah.
But the barrel on that one's probably only about, judging from the men holding it, I'd say it's about an 8-foot barrel?
It's big.
Maybe 7.
That looks like a scene from the Harold Lloyd film or Buster Keaton.
Something like that, yeah.
It actually had sights on it, though. I guess
Yeah,
it looks like it does.
yeah, it looks like it's got at least a front bead of
Not
some
real
type.
sure what the point of it is.
No, so you can make sure you're hitting the right point of the flock.
I'm pretty sure when you got a barrel that long, you can pretty much draw a bead on it without having a sight, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's just a huge firearm.
And I would hate to. I'm guessing some of those birds, probably there wasn't much left of them.
I don't know.
Depending on.
They probably were using bird shot in there. And
That thing probably held, 5 pounds of birdshot in each load.
who knows? Imagine the amount of powder and bird shot you could stuff down that barrel.
You say that was a muzzle loader?
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty good chore just to load that bad boy.
I saw a movie somewhere, I don't remember where they actually showed it loading. Guys would pull up in another boat to load it. The guys that were firing aren't the ones that actually would load the thing. There was so much powder in there that it had to be a muzzle loader. The breech mechanism couldn't be strong enough to handle being a self-contained cartridge because of metallurgy at the time.
That was a ridiculous gun, though.
Oh, absolutely a ridiculous gun.
Now, did they have one of those at J.M. Davis?
I think they did, yeah, in the back, near the muzzle loading section.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did.
I'll have to look back through my pictures.
Pretty sure I saw a punt gun because I know they had Gatling guns. They had that big Gatling gun.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell if it was sagging or if it's just the way the handguard, because the handguard was angling towards the muzzle. That was a big ass handguard in that thing too. that was a serious piece of lumber.
Gary will test fire it for me. I'll get right on that.
Yeah, he says he's making a replica. I wonder if today, if you could make that as a self-contained. Metallurgy being so much better. Who's crazy enough that we could get on the phone to make? You think Jesse James would make one of those? He's a lunatic.
There's people who could do it.
Jesse James would make one and mount it on the side of a motorcycle.
Well, that'd knock you right off a motorcycle.
He'll knock your motorcycle backwards 5 feet.
Yeah.
Hit the rocket reverse. Okay, you're gonna make it out of a pipe. He's gonna make a punt gun, zip gun, apparently. Good luck with that, gun snob. That's all I got to say about that. Good luck.
PVC? No, I don't think so.
I don't think PVC will work.
I would not recommend it.
Speaking of PVC, I'm trying to figure out how the ATF hasn't come down on people making potato guns. They are clearly more than 50 caliber in diameter. And at this point, I'm just running out of stuff, so I'm just throwing out nonsense. A 50 caliber potato, that'll be what? A fingerling potato?
Yeah.
Who mistook a 50 cal round for a 9mm? I don't know if you saw what Fu said. They found a 50 caliber round in a box of 9mm. Like, who the hell mistook it for that? That's a 9mm. I don't even. That's not even 9mm on steroids. That'd be a 9mm on steroids, human growth hormone, and who the hell knows what else.
He said he bought an ammo can and he thought it was empty. It's full of 9mm.
Full of 9mm and 50 cal round. That's what I'm saying. Who thought the 50 cal round was a 9mm?
That's a 50 cal can. I don't know that it had a 50
No,
cal.
he said it. Did he say? Oh, ammo can. Okay, never mind. I didn't see the 50 cal ammo.
He found a 50 cal ammo can full of 9mm.
Yeah.
Well, where'd you find it at?
That makes more sense.
Probably in his garage.
Oh. 2,500 rounds, yeah. Wow. Bet that was heavy.
Either found it in his garage or probably tucked away in a closet or something.
Yeah, he said he found it and then he did another 2,500 9mm rounds he didn't know he had.
What you don't know about Foos is, if you do, great. But if you're listening and you don't know Foos that well, Foos reloads a lot of ammunition. So
living room next to the couch.
He shoots competitively, But again, he's not one of those big competitive shooters. He does it for fun. But the thing is, he reloads all of his ammunition, and.
Isn't it Foos that you got to watch trying to buy a Makarov around too?
Yeah, you gotta watch buying a Makarov around Foos, otherwise he'll pork you. But I will say one good thing about Foos is I bought an AK from Foos, and when Foos builds an AK, he builds a pretty damn good AK. Though I will say this: the sight is a little crooked, but. But
it's
hey,
an AK.
It's an AK. But, Foos is a good guy. I like Foos. I mean, he gives me shit, I give him shit, but that's how it goes. But I really do like the AK, Foos. So thanks for selling me that AK. I can shoot a lot of cheap ammunition through it, and it helps.
If people out there haven't heard Foos on one of the panel shows or whatnot, he also sounds like Rick from Rick and Morty. Just throwing that out there for no reason whatsoever.
Minus
I don't know who
the
that
drinking.
is.
But if you buy a gun from Foos, just make sure he actually puts the right receiver on the gun.
He's like, what the?
because the AK I bought from Foos was his.
It's not an insult, Foos. It's not an insult.
It's not an insult, but the custom receiver that he had on the AK was the one he got from Childers, and it has his name on it. So, just make sure he puts the right receiver on the gun if you buy a gun from Foos.
If you haven't seen Rick and Morty, you honestly do sound a little bit like Rick from that show. So it's not an insult.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah. You just sound like one of the main characters. Foos is going to be running around like Lucy from Charlie Brown Christmas. I know when I've been insulted. I know when I've been insulted.
No. He knows when he's been insulted. No.
Wake up, America.
Foos wants a link. I think I got the link saved still. Let me see if I got that in my copy. Yeah, it's not wanting to paste, not copy, dude.
Yeah.
There you go, Foos. I just put it in the chat.
Uh-oh, the Foos is loose. Watch out.
He's going to come in here and straighten Night Strike out.
How dare you call me Rick Sanchez?
Foos. And speaking of AKs, I'm messing with it right now.
What up?
Howdy.
Yo.
Yo! What's going on?
Nothing. Just I was case gauging some ammo earlier today, and I went to pick up what I thought was empty ammo can, and it didn't move.
That's not good.
No, it is good because I found another 2,500 rounds.
I was going to say, it sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Just
ammo
mean you
found
didn't
is
have an
ammo
empty
gained.
ammo can, but that you could buy.
Well, I have about 12 or 13 of them out in the garage.
Yeah, I kind of figured you did.
Yeah, I found a place that was selling what they said, low-end ammo cans. It was, for 10 of them, they said, $50 shipped. I was like, I'll take a chance on that.
Yeah.
And the only thing that was wrong with them is that they had, like, fluorescent orange spray paint on them. And that was it. Like, the insides were rust-free. Seals were all good. No dents. I was like, right on. I'll do that.
Fluorescent orange. What were they doing? Humping them while hunting?
Don't know.
Yeah.
But
Safety gear. Your ammo can safety gear. That's an interesting color to paint an ammo can.
You wouldn't have any trouble losing them out in the grass, that's for sure.
that's true.
You certainly aren't going to trip over one in the middle of the night.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
So what else is going on, dude?
Nothing. Went out shooting a little bit yesterday. I did take 2 pistols, but I really didn't shoot them much. But I did take, what?
Your competitive pistols or just normal pistols?
22, and then I did take my competitive pistol out.
Yeah.
But I didn't shoot the competitive pistol in a competitive atmosphere. I took it to shoot about 100-yard, 2/3 size silhouette.
Yeah. I was just explaining out there in the chat, for those out there on the YouTube side that don't know you, because you haven't been around for a while, so some of the newer people might not know
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I was being as honest as I could without, being a dick.
Well, then don't do that. Shit. I want them to maybe kind of like me. Nah, fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, since when have you cared?
It's very true. I don't.
Since when have you cared? Whatever.
Oh yeah.
I don't care.
Though you did the thing that was so wrong at one point.
What was that?
And that was when Fu sold me his AK, of which I'm oiling up again right now. Is the thing he did before he sent it to me was he cleaned it, and he said it felt so wrong to clean an AK.
Mm-hmm.
It feels wrong.
I think that was the only time I ever cleaned an AK. Well, without using another round to clean it.
Another round?
Yeah. So that's the proper way to clean an AK. You put another round through it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Probably apply that to an SKS too.
There's a lot of guns that are like that.
Yeah.
Like all my competition guns, the only thing I use to clean the barrel with is another round. So.
Yeah. But do you test fish breaks with a live round and not a blank?
Oh wait. What the fuck?
You don't know.
You have missed a lot, Foos. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, there's a while that I listened to some of Matt's on Wednesday, but I was just I was getting tired of hearing the same conversations over and over and over, and I was like, I'm done. So I had to take a break.
Yeah, that happens every so often.
Yeah.
You're talking about Clover and Ghost Tactical's favorite YouTuber, the great Langley Firearms Academy.
Yes, Braden over there.
Braden.
He's a piece of work. He decided he was going to test what would happen from the gases from a firearm going off. So he put a fish over the end of an AR-10, I believe it was, with a live 308 round chambered, and pulled the trigger and said it was the gases that destroyed the fish and not the projectile.
So he shot a fish.
Yes, that was on the end of his barrel.
What did he think was going to happen?
Bar mitzvah?
Who knows?
Braden, who knows?
He didn't even accomplish what he was supposedly attempting, because it obviously was going to break apart the instant that 308 round hit it before the gases did.
Yeah. Now, if he would have thought about it, he would have put it. I mean, number one, don't use a fish. But number two, whatever you do use, put it like right above where the muzzle brake is.
And use a blank cartridge.
No, I mean,
if he was putting it over the end of the barrel, you're going to want to use a blank cartridge.
Well, there's still there's still something coming out of that.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the same as a bullet hitting.
Oh, that's true, absolutely true. But yeah, that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Well, that's Braden for you. He didn't say he was smart.
I mean, it's not like the Mythbusters haven't done similar with a revolver and a hand they made out of chicken parts already to show what the gases from a firearm are capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was just for aesthetics. Well, not aesthetics, but for entertainment value. Because they knew it was going to happen. Telling you right now, they knew.
I mean, there's a reason why you don't put your hand alongside the cylinder on a revolver.
Damn straight.
Unless you don't want to have all your fingers.
Well, of course. I mean, who needs all their fingers?
Yeah, Fish is fine with only 3.
No, I I had some more grafted on.
Oh, you had some more grafted on. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you had that procedure. We're thinking about that before.
Gunsnob says that's how he cleans his fish, and he prefers using a 270.
Yeah, so yesterday I went out and I took on my AR because I haven't shot that in a fucking long ass time, and then I took a 303 that I bought off G-Webs, and then I took my Chilean Mauser out.
Your chinchilla?
That was my Chinchillian Mauser. It was nice. I put I ran casted rounds down the 303. I had no idea where the hell they were going, but yeah, hit the gong or the silhouette a few times, so that's good. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't blow the damn gun up.
That's always a good thing.
For the most part.
And I pasted the video out in the chat for you.
You pasted it. Oh.
I'll put it in both places.
To say that this guy is a moron would be an understatement.
Understatement of the year.
Wait.
That guy gets the moron award for century.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Is he related to someone on this panel?
No way.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. Positive.
Okay. Making sure. I mean, Night Strike is.
Do not fit me in the same category as that asshole.
Well, I don't know. Those Hatfields and McCoys spread out a good ways.
Oh, good.
Well, I mean, they do they do fork and then they just come back together. Their family tree.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get a semi-auto lever for this gun.
Oh, quick question on your C308.
Yeah, what's up?
How do you like it?
I love it now.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
So I did a. How good's your reset? How quick is it?
Well, let's put it this way, okay? I bought a PTR trigger pack and grip housing from PT26 Nut in Tulsa.
Yeah.
I completely threw away the one from Century. And guess what?
What?
Works great now. Have no problems whatsoever.
So I have my C308. It works flawlessly. The reset on it is maybe a millimeter or two. So the first time we kind of had a gun channels get together, it was a couple years ago down there. It was Ralph's first time shooting a firearm, and we were all down there.
Yeah, you missed range day. Ralph was there for range day, and he brought his C308, and he loves the C308.
Well, Ralph was Well, that was the first time Ralph ever shot a full powered cartridge, and we thought the thing was going full auto.
He was bump firing it.
Yeah, I couldn't get it, and P226 couldn't get it until we were figuring out what the heck he was doing. Is Ralph was pulling the trigger, and as soon as it was letting loose, he kind of loosened his grip a little bit, which the recoil took it off his finger, and then went and basically just went and was bump firing it. Bump firing a 308, very first time you've ever fired a full power cartridge is not good.
No, that's
it's not good, but it takes a certain amount of skill to do it, and he was skillful.
Well, no, after we figured out what the heck was going on, it was easy to do. It was easy to drop a 20-round mag in about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds. So, yeah.
I guarantee you weren't hitting your target for shit.
Yeah, so.
It actually, I have a Manicore Arms muzzle brake, and it doesn't move that much. It just rocks in your hand. It doesn't move that much. I was surprised. So I was pleasantly surprised.
Gun snob, that's an easy one to figure out. You can't bump fire a bolt action.
Very true. And if you can, bullshit.
If you can, you got a problem, and I ain't sure what it is.
Yeah, I was took my 7mm, and I'm kind of liking that gun more and more. So that, and I picked up someone that evidently had a grand out there, because I probably picked up 100 pieces of brass, and you can tell it was old military brass, because like the heads were split, the necks were split, primers were all staked. I mean, it was older stuff, but I probably pulled 8 or 9 that had jacked up cases, but the rest of them are pretty good. So picked up some 308 as well.
I even got set-me mags for my C308 to make sure that, you know, the problem I was having wasn't a magazine problem. Turns out that the trigger pack was just garbage. So
yeah, I've thought about getting another trigger pack.
I'll be honest, if you replace the trigger pack, just buy like an HK91 PTR91 trigger pack.
Yeah.
Don't bother replacing with another set-me trigger pack, because there's a reason the Germans licensed the rifle and made improvements.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. But I don't think I'm going to end up doing it. Like, if we have another range day in April and I get down there, I'll probably bring it with, I don't know, maybe I may bring 1,000 rounds or something like that, and see what people think about it.
Hey, you had the whatchamacallit done on it. You had the lever installed back into it, right?
Yeah.
For the magazine release lever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
It's stiff though.
Well, you know, I would do that to mine, but quite honestly, I'm happy with it just with the standard butt, because I'm used to the standard butt, because I'm an AR guy. So
well, it's further out than the AR, and you can't.
It is a little further out, but you know what? It's a larger rifle, so you know, if you can deal with it, just deal with it. If
like,
you can't, get the lever done.
See, I have others. I have more springs for that. I'm thinking about taking that and clipping a little bit off so it becomes easier, so there's less force. Because that spring on that magazine catch is crazy.
If you're having a problem with the magazine catch, that's pretty much what you can do. Is just clip a ring or two off of it.
Yeah,
that's all you can do with a spring.
Yeah. So I was kind of thinking that, but we'll see. I'm not in a huge.
I like my C308 now that it's working and running properly. I mean, I got the shitty Chevron brake off of it. I got an actual flash hider on it.
Oh yeah.
Granted, yeah. I had the one I've got. I had to just buy like a standard, you know, AR-15 308 flash hider.
Yeah, that's what it's cut for, and that's what I did.
So that's what I did. I put it on. Apparently, the AR wrench I have worked for that muzzle brake right out of the box. So, you know,
yeah,
hey,
it's cut for. That's why they did it. They wanted to cut it for that.
I was talking about my AR-15 armorer's wrench. I didn't know that the part of the AR-15 armorer's wrench would work with a 308, an AR-10.
Oh.
But it did. So you know what? Props to DPMS for having the foresight there.
Oh yeah.
So I was happy. It worked. I got it all. I got that chevron break off. I've got the the flashlighter on there. I got the wood on there. I got the original wood for the buttstock and the handguards.
Yeah, I wish I had that, but I don't.
I got the original set me ones, not the HK.
Right. I want this.
If you want a link to get some, I know a couple places that are still selling them. If you want a set,
send me. Like, did your stock come with another recoil spring?
No. Did not.
Because I could not get mine off.
I was able to get mine off. Because it's just 2 screws.
Right. I wasn't able to get them off of it, though.
Oh, the innuendos.
No. Jeez.
No, I got the screws off of mine. So, but if you need another recoil spring as like a donor, I know where you can get some cheap. So,
well, no, I have another recoil spring because I bought green HK ones.
Right. Then you got a donor. So all you need is when you buy these, you'll just have to take one off of those HKs and just throw it on there. It'll work.
Send that to me.
So.
But
again, you and I have a Century C308, so pretty much it's a set me. Technically it's comprised of set me and some, not all, but some HK91 parts. So for all intents and purposes, it's more like a transitional piece from where you had the set me to then you had the HK91.
So it is more. It's more HK than anything because it has HK receiver. It has.
You have the bayonet look.
Yes, but the barrel's not made for it to hold a bayonet on it.
If you get the flash hider on there, you're fine.
Which flash hider?
Okay, if you have a normal AR-10 flash hider on there, it works.
Okay.
Because I have a picture of mine with the bayonet on it.
No, I don't care about a bayonet.
Well, I know you don't care, but I mean, they made the rifles to use them, so there you go.
Well, that's good. But you still need to send me a link.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to the wood furniture. Do that after the chat. But once you get one, I need to order some more steel cased ammo for it because I'm not shooting brass out of that thing. It's just too expensive to buy brass ammunition to shoot out of that, to where it's gonna ruin brass ammunition.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just too expensive, and it's not worth it.
Well, that, and even if you did, and you were able to save the brass,
I've heard some people have had success reloading some of those.
Yes, but good luck finding the brass after it ejects out of the gun.
It's rather violent.
Yeah.
The ejection from a C308 is, or
for any roller,
any set-me HK91, it's very violent. It's just as violent.
or any roller delay blowback, because it's basically a roll. It's basically a straight blowback that's delayed ever so slightly.
It's as violent as an AK.
It much farther.
And even more so.
Much farther.
But again, it was designed by Germans escaping getting hung at Nuremberg. So
no, not really, because they first went into.
They escaped Germany. They went to Spain and worked for the Spanish.
No, hold on. No, they actually went to France first, and then they developed it further on, and then they realized that hey, France wasn't doing because they were Mauser engineers,
right?
They weren't. They were citizens working for a company. They weren't in Nuremberg. They were in France for a while, and they're like, hey, this isn't happening here. And they heard about, and then Spain contacted them, and then they went there.
So,
yeah.
But again, hey, it's the rifle that came out of World War II, quite honestly. And it's
yes,
a good
absolutely.
Rifle. It's not a bad rifle. It's just, if you can, just replace that trigger pack with a PTR or an HK91, because there's a reason they upgraded that trigger pack.
Yeah, there's a lot of small parts in the C3 in the semi one. Yes.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to jump out.
How dare you?
Thanks for the invite.
Give him the bird.
Give him the bird.
Catch you later, Gary.
Catch you later.
What time is it? It's only 9:30.
10:30.
Oh, it is 9:30. Some bitch.
It's 10:30. I'm on the East Coast, bitch.
I don't give a crap.
I'm on the right coast.
Yeah, it's on the right.
That's better than the left coast.
You also get bitch slapped on the right too.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm good, thanks. 40. Where is your email address?
CM Foose.
Yep, I found it.
And I actually thumbed this up before Night Strike went anti-gun. So.
Yeah, but we still got him to go anti-gun.
Yeah, well, I only did it because I planned it. But again, I got a set of these from these guys, and yeah, I had to buy.
That's really not that bad.
I had to buy a screw for the for the front part of the handguard, and buy an extra one for the butt pad. But
did you get them from here or?
Yeah, I bought mine from here. But again, that's not bad at the price,
right?
Because I've seen the price all over the place. I know another place that does sell them quite frequently, and I'll link you also. So I'll send you another email.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, Night Strike, your new catchphrase is going to have to be, shall not be infringed unless under 22.
You know, that was totally staged, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, I mean,
hold on. Staged, you would have had to have known how old my daughter was before saying it.
Well, I mean, for a Yankee, he doesn't think anyone should be like under 25.
And if you left it up to Yankee, there's some people on gun channels that Yankee would say, I don't want them owning guns either.
Yeah, but if Yankee had his way, everybody would have a pet midget tranny.
You forgot a word at the end of that sentence, but that's
hooker. Okay, there, better. I put hooker.
Ooh.
They would have a pet midget. Damn it!
What?
I'm looking at this and a Carcano. I still need 2 guns to complete my World War II collection. Yeah, it's an M1 Grand and a Italian Carcano.
I need to get an M1 Grand too.
And so that Japanese gun I bought last year. Yeah, I put one round through it, and let's just say,
It blew up.
no, it didn't blow up. But I'm glad let's just say it smoked out the receiver a lot. It blew the primer out. So I was like, okay. So I pulled the bullet, put a just brass in there and a primer in it. Still blew the primer out.
Yeah, the scope load, didn't you?
No. Barrel's clear. It's just, I don't know. I don't have a headspace, so, and I mean, it's, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a 6.5. I haven't done chamber casting. I probably need to do a chamber cast on it. I have that material. I probably need to really do that. So. So you actually, what?
I bought it from them first, yeah.
Okay, and then you got, sent me.
Let me, I'm going to send you another link, so hold on.
Yeah, well, no, I meant for the extra screws.
I went to Numrix and I got this the extra screws. And I'm sending you the direct links for Numrix because some extra parts are also good to have.
See, I wouldn't mind getting the actual grip housing.
Oh, at that point, I've seen Numrix selling some of the kits for the 70Cs. And
right.
The 70C is basically the B and the
That's
C.
That's what it is, yeah. Well, no. The B is not a 308.
No, that was the L.
No, the C goes to 308. That's
no. The B and the C were 308. Okay, some of the early Bs were 762 by 51 cm.
Right, correct. Yes,
those are the early Bs. But most of the late Bs and the C and most of the Cs are what we're getting in.
Yeah, so, all of the Cs are 308, designed 308.
So you know what? I'll link you to a parts kit because you get.
I don't need a parts.
Get everything though.
I don't need that.
You don't need it.
I don't need to spend that money. No, I don't need that.
Depending on these parts kits, check those out. You might need those.
What? Okay. Well, let me know when you sent it.
I
see it. Holy crap!
Some of when you buy some of these parts, they don't come with a bolt, a stock bolt.
Stock bolt lock washer.
Yeah.
What?
You put it over. You put the washer over the bolt.
Oh, 26. That's a hell of a lot cheaper.
Yeah. But again, it looks like it looks less quality. You might have to touch up the wood and whatnot. But I mean,
I could give a shit about that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Again, I just figured I'd throw you some links, help you out.
With recoil pad?
The butt pad, recoil pad. It's all it is a thick, dried up piece of rubber. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh, I know.
And again, Numrix has the recoil pad screw in case you need a screw.
Okay. So how was your wood from? Oh God. How is your wood from this Liberty tree?
The wood was in perfect condition. I know that sounds so awful, but it was in great condition. So I didn't mess with it. I kept it as standard because it didn't look bad. It wasn't bad enough to where.
So what you're saying is you bought beautiful wood.
I don't want to say it, but I will nod my head. You know, let it be known that Night Strike only pays for good wood. There you go.
Are you sure you don't wear a blue dress?
Rich, you love that backwater West Virginia internet, don't you?
It's not blue anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been stained, right?
Wow, a box of... Ooh, I might get some of this 303. The box for $22? How many? Wait, hold on. 20 rounds? No. Wait, how much? Wait. No, $13. I might pick some of those up. Have some original 303. Because I don't have any projectiles. The only projectiles I have that are 312s are my own cast stuff.
Boost.
What? Yes. Go back to my email. Yes, sir.
Did your 1911 attack you again, Night Strike?
I think so.
You know about that incident, right?
No.
He was cleaning his 1911 and cut his hand on it.
I got NSA'd.
7.5 French.
Boost.
What?
That's what mine looks like.
Okay.
No, I replaced the lower grip, but yeah,
Wait, which lower grip did you go to?
PTR 91.
Oh, I mean, yeah. So it's still the plastic one.
Yes, so it's still plastic.
I wish we could get the metal ones on there.
I wish we could get the semi-auto metal ones from HK because that's the one I would replace with.
Oh yeah. See, I have a metal one lower housing, but it doesn't fit doesn't fit.
Yeah, neither does mine.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man. 7.5 French belted ammunition.
Ooh, belted.
Here, hold on.
But look at that for this. I've even got the bayonet and everything. And look, the wood does not look bad at all.
No, it doesn't. So
it's got a couple dings here and there, but you're gonna get that anyways.
So check this out. For $48, that's kind of expensive.
It is a little expensive.
But it's 7.5 French. I have a Moss 36. I mean, I have ammo for it, but that's kind of cool.
And you can use that ammunition to reload it.
Well, maybe not. You don't know. But
it might be Berdan Prime instead of Boxer.
I saw it. 60s and 70s production. I would say it's. Yeah, I would say it's.
You know what? That's not true. I've seen ways that you can convert Berdan Prime brass to Boxer. It's just you gotta do twice as much work, but it does happen. You can't.
So what I'm doing is all my 7.5 Swiss brass that I shoot, I'm keeping it for whenever I do convert, if I want to convert. But I also have 200 pieces of Berdan. I mean, Boxer Prime. Sorry. So, but that's just cool.
For anyone who doesn't reload, most of the United States uses Boxer primed ammunition. Most of the rest of the world, including the Russians, use Berdan.
No, a lot of them are starting to go to non-military, starting to go to Boxer. Military over in Europe still uses Berdan. It's
Boxer's more efficient in my opinion.
I don't know which is cheaper. I don't know.
Well, you can't reload Berdan Prime, so obviously it's not
right.
cheaper.
But militaries don't reload.
Militaries don't reload. That's the point.
Right.
They don't need to because they've got
full caliber reloading. Hold on.
I think I may have given Foos a bad.
No. I've seen this website before.
Oh, I know you have. It's just they've added stuff since the last time you visited.
See, I really wish my Arasaka was Firebolt because I'd pick some up. Brass. That's no big deal. Like I think I want to. I think I may look for because I want all my rifles to be fireable. I think I may look for a 7.7 Jap as well.
I mean, I'd like all of my guns to be fireable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's their. I don't see a point in owning a firearm and not being able to use it.
Oh, I fully agree.
I mean, granted, if you want to use it as little as possible and have it just look nice, that's fine for you. But for me, if I'm going to use a firearm, I want it to frickin' work. I want to be able to go take it out in the backyard and shoot it.
Oh yeah. Wow. How many rounds? 17 loose rounds for $100.
Look how old.
Oh, it's dated 1880s and 1890s brass.
Yeah. It's
11 millimeter.
Yeah. That's why.
Mauser. Yeah. Hey, you want some that Stegewehr? That API?
No, I'm good with. I don't need any API.
It's
12.7 millimeter.
It's one round, and how much is it? $40.
Oh.
1930s 8 millimeter. This is kind of cool.
Some of their prices are a little out there.
Yeah.
Hey, check that Carcano right there.
6.5.
That's pretty cool. It's got a cool factor right there. I wouldn't necessarily.
See, this isn't bad.
It's on stripper clips.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
I mean, it's yeah, but I mean,
it's radius, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I've seen worse.
Yeah.
The problem, you see that plastic ammo right there?
This one?
Yeah. The problem is, we could shoot that in, the SETBs or the HK91s, but the problem is, you need the modified bolt to use them, because they made a modified bolt to specifically use that training ammo.
Okay.
Basically, they cut the bolt in half.
7 millimeter Mexican, Mauser Mexican.
No, thank you.
I have some of this. Well, no, it's not El Salvador. I have some 7 millimeter that I got whenever I got my rifle, and is it? No, I can't remember what it is.
Rich, you still alive out there?
But I have it up. I have it up in the upstairs in the box.
Yeah, I just don't got much to add. Yeah, don't have any of those, so I can't really comment too much on it.
Dude, this is kind of cool. Armor piercing. Oh! Wow.
So,
All
right.
That's not bad. 30 rounds for.
It's like they found all that Japanese stash.
Yeah.
It's in the wood boxes, though.
French. Well, you're looking for 130-round box.
Oh, 130.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Rich, I'm gonna jump out. Foos, I'll see you later, dude. Take it easy.
See ya.
Yeah, I was getting ready to shut her down anyway. Midnight just went live, so don't want to hog his audience for me. If anybody's out there still watching. So, yeah, thanks for joining in, Foos.
Yeah. Anytime. Damn it. He's making me spend money.
He has a way of doing that, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean that's gun channels.
Yeah.
So, all right, later.
Yep. Yeah, everybody out there, if you're still watching, have a good night. We're out of here.